If you're just starting out as an aspiring coach, life coach, or professional coach and or course creator from scratch, or you've had a coaching business that you let go and now you're relaunching and you want to know how to get things off the ground for your business the right way and ideally the first time, well, then this video is for you. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs who want their content marketing to convert content consumers into paying customers. Look, I've had 8 years of experience coaching what's become thousands of people in total, and a lot of what I've seen has led me to create this video so we can discuss what to do before you become a professional coach. Because look, before you do anything else, there's an important decision you've got to make. It's going to affect everything else you do afterwards. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get the help that entrepreneurs like you need to succeed with content marketing that drives traffic to your business so that you can do more business. I recently did a video entitled How to Improve Your Professional Coaching Brand, which is part of my Professional Coach Visibility Series playlist on YouTube. You'll want to make sure that you see that video and that playlist and all the videos on there. The previous video in this series gives you advice about how to improve your brand, coming at it from a direction that typically surprises anyone I've coached in the past. They're always thinking they have to buy certain things or do certain other things, but they're often just putting the cart before the horse. So if you haven't watched that previous video yet, be sure to check it out after you're done watching this one. Now, let's get more into some really useful tips as to what to consider doing before you become a professional coach. Start here or else. Before you decide what gear to buy, before you go get a logo created for your website, pages and posts, your banners and social graphics, before you do any of that stuff, there's something you need to decide first. It's like playing Monopoly, where you hit go to jail, and it's like do not pass go, do not collect $200. But instead of going to jail, you're instead at a place where you need to make this very first and important baseline decision. So it's like do not buy gear or any more gear, or do not crank out or keep cranking out new material. Like, my point is, don't do anything else in connection with your coaching-based business, really any business model, until you make this decision that will serve as the foundation for the house of the business you're looking to build as a professional coach in this case. And that is, who am I going to serve and what content do they need from me that is all about them and their needs? In essence, you're deciding who your ideal customer is, and that's crucial. In the marketing and sales world, there's a saying, you can't sell to everyone because then you end up selling to no one, and you'll never be able to get any traction in the sea of sameness that exists out there in the coaching world, online or social media or on YouTube, let's say, because there's like a bajillion people titling their videos and more generic things like how to make money or top 10 tips for weight loss, and either that's it or not much more, and then they get buried in seconds in search. Their YouTube channel gets no channel authority for anything that will get them ranked or seen or suggested in any real way. So knowing who your ideal customer actually is important. And, you're not selling to everyone. You're selling to a narrowed down slice of society called a niche. And as they say, the riches are in the niches. You're not trying to rank to be found by everyone on YouTube, via Google, or via social media platforms, via search, because you'll get buried in search and it won't work. You'll never be found. You're trying to rank your organic content to be found by a very specific someone who wants to get something very specific out of watching your free content online. And it's not just to do something really vague like how to have a more fulfilled life. Whatever, that's so been there, done that. It's not enough to gain traction in any field like that. It might have worked 5 to 10 years ago. Not now. You can't rank for it. You can't get found in search for something this general, bland, and vanilla. Comparatively speaking, The platform algorithm, whichever one it is, Google, YouTube, whatever social media, etc., well, the platform algorithm will not be able to help you. And if any human does happen to somehow, some way come across your content, it's going to be like, nah, I've subscribed to like 100 coaches and or course creators just like this. And then they leave. That's not the smartest mindset to take on before you become a professional coach. So if you're like, but Stacy, how am I going to pick out an ideal customer? How do I pick that person out so that my organic or free content, let alone my paid content, is interesting for them and not the same old, same old? And how can I make my selection of an ideal customer so that I can, in this example, title my YouTube videos and show notes or video descriptions so that I can do well with both the humans and the algorithms in search? Because now I'm stuck. Well, let me give you the advice that the Ancient One gave Doctor Strange in one of my favorite Marvel movies, Doctor Strange, and that is, it's not about you. Dr. Stephen Strange was super smart, super talented, and took to becoming a sorcerer super fast. And yet for a time during his studies, he kept hitting a brick wall and couldn't truly conquer who he was as a sorcerer until the dying words of the Ancient One, which led him to his breakthrough. He needed to stop being fixated on what he wanted, and he needed to focus on the task at hand instead. And the people whom he served at the end of the day, the people of Earth, really, it was about them and not about him. He started to come from a place of service, and from then on out, his focus, his confidence, and his outcomes really clicked. So the same thing goes for you. I know you're talented. I know you're smart. Your content is interesting to you. And maybe, just maybe, it's interesting for someone else too, like your ideal customer. But thinking that you're going to be found in search on a platform like YouTube, let's say, and then your viewing audience should find you and love you because you're funny, you're so smart and knowledgeable, well, it might not translate into subscribers, great watch time, or anything like that. People aren't going out singing your praises to other people in real life, on Reddit, on other platforms, telling people that they just have to see you because you're the millionth generic life coach, for example. Nope, they want to subscribe, they want to watch more of your videos, they want to recommend you to other people because you've got an X factor that goes above and beyond the usual, and it has everything to do with them, people like them. That's what you've got to get straight before you become a professional coach, you see. Now, I have a video that can help you out in terms of a formula to use to choose an ideal customer and how you're going to serve them, and it's called How to Start as a Professional Coach, so you should definitely check it out. It gives you some good examples too, so once you learn the formula, it can flesh things out with those examples, so it makes more sense to you. But let's just say, before you run off to watch that video, that if you're trying to think of how, through your organic or free content that you generate through lives, replays, edited videos, Instagram story content, feed posts with pictures, whatever. If you're thinking of how you can serve someone through that content, let's just say that there are 3 main content categories that exist that you need to consider: entertainment, education, and inspiration. So I'm not saying that once you choose your ideal customer and select a content category that you can never say create content that could fall into a different content category. I'm just saying that the vast majority of your content should fall into that one category so that your ideal customer can know with certainty that you're their person when it comes to that flavor of content ice cream, if you will. They trust that you're going to keep serving up what they want: entertainment, inspiration, or what they need. Could be education, or again, it could be inspiration, depending upon the ideal customer we're talking about. So whenever you're creating content from now on, I don't care what medium you're using. I don't care what platform you're posting that content to. You should always do it from a place of service. It's less about you, even though you're the coach and or course creator, and more about them, meaning the ideal customer. and the type of content they're looking for that no one's custom creating for people like them in the specific way that you're going to be creating it for people who are just like them. And your content should, whenever possible, state directly or indirectly that your content isn't for everyone. It's specifically for the type of person you're attracting, for exactly the kind of content that they want and or need, and that you understand, even more importantly, why they want or need that kind of content spun up in that particular way, so you're happy to give it to them. Another popular saying that works perfectly here is, no one cares about how much you know until they know how much you care about them. And sure, here's another popular saying, you'll get everything you want by helping others get what they want. So, before you become a professional coach, or before you give yourself a fresh start as one, you need to know who your ideal customer is, what they want or need, and why that's important to them. Everything you do and say and create should be shot through that specific lens. Then you get to rise up out of the sea of sameness out there in the coach and or course creator arena, and you'll get traction, both with the humans, who are your audience, and if you're smart about optimization, with the algorithms that rule the platforms you'll have a presence on too. You'll be able to get traction in search on the platform and then gain the respect of the content consumers who you get by coming up in their search results. Everyone wins. So listen, I want to hear from you. Which type of ideal customer are you looking to serve? One who wants to be wooed in a way that's mainly entertainment-based, mainly education-based, or mainly inspiration-based? Comment below. I do read your comments. In the meantime, if you want more help in terms of distinguishing yourself from the crowd and increasing your trustworthiness in the eyes of your niche, I actually have a freebie for you to pick up called 10 Reasons Why You're Viewed as a Fake Guru and How to Gain Credibility and Customers Instead. And you can pick it up at don'tbeafakeguru.com. The link for you to score that freebie guide is in the show notes or the description down below. There you have it. You now have my answer when it comes to the subject of what to do before you become a professional coach. Need more help? Be sure to check out these two awesome videos too, because they'll teach you great content marketing strategies that can also help to blow up your business. Enjoy.